I beg leave to answer the question standing in my name on the order paper. I declare that I hold shares in British American Tobacco which are below the threshold for registration.
My Lords, there are strong controls already in place. Vaping fluids containing nicotine are regulated through the Tobacco and Related Products Regulation 2016, which include measures to restrict their use by children. The Nicotine Inhaling Products Regulation 2015 make it illegal to sell such liquids to anyone aged under 18 years. The Advertising Standards Authority includes a provision through its codes to ensure advertisers do not target or feature children.
I thank the Noble Lord for his answer, but I have to say the regulations really do not seem to be working. Bubblegum, sherbet lemon, unicorn blood, strawberry delight, colourful packaging with cartoon characters and pictures of sweets on them, high-tech shiny gadgets. It would be hard to design something that was more appealing to children. 4 in 10 retailers are willing to sell without age restrictions, according to recent tests. And in the US, the FDA says that underage use has surged recently and has now reached an epidemic proportion. Does the Noble Lord agree with the Commissioner of the FDA, who said, "I believe certain flavours are one of the principal drivers of the youth appeal of these products"? And would he please look again at the rules and in particular how they are enforced, just as the US is now doing aggressively, before we too have an epidemic of childhood nicotine addiction?
Well, the FDA has certainly said that it has an epidemic of childhood use, but the numbers are quite stark in their difference. Many more young people in America are using e-cigarettes compared to this country, where only 2% of 11 to 18-year-olds are using once a week. And those are young people who are generally smoking already. Around 7% of 15-year-olds smoke. If you look at what's going on in America, they didn't restrict tank sizes until recently. We do. Didn't restrict bottle sizes. We do. They didn't ban advertising. We do. They didn't have restrictions on nicotine. We actually have a very sensible system. I'm not complacent about the need to make sure that young people don't use these. We aren't seeing that yet. And of course, there are very severe restrictions and punishments for any retailer who sells such products to children.
Isn't it, my lords, isn't it very clear from the evidence that whilst we have to be very careful about use by young people, this is the most successful tobacco prevention or stopping measure that we've ever had, and it's very important that we keep a measure of balance in our approach to this.
I agree with the Noble Lord, which is why I think we'd have the right balance. 57,000 people a year are quitting smoking through e-cigarette use, and that is about the most important and significant thing you can do to improve your health.
Is my noble friend aware that by far the enormous majority of people who use e-cigarettes are those like myself who have given up smoking cigarettes and those who are trying to give up smoking cigarettes, and all the health professionals now recognise that e-cigarettes are the way forward, the best way to give up smoking. So to introduce a ban on the sale of vaping liquids would be a complete catastrophe, because not only would people go back to smoking, but people who wanted to give up would not have any incentive to do so.
I completely agree with my noble friend. It is very interesting that ONS data shows that 48% of people said the main reason for using an e-cigarette was an aid to stop smoking, and just 1.5% cited the range of different flavours available as their main reason.
The European Tobacco Products Directive bans all broadcast media in the EU from advertising e-cigarettes. So could the Minister tell the House what are the government's post-Brexit plans?
Our post-Brexit plans are the same as our pre-Brexit plans, which is to have a very sensible policy which both provides e-cigarettes to stop smoking and make sure that they aren't abused by people who shouldn't be using them.
I think that the Noble Lord, Lord Vaux, has actually asked a legitimate question about the flavoured nicotine substitutes that are on sale, because if the Noble Lord the Minister believes that we might see in the emergence of vape flavours like unicorn milk and rocket popsicle could only be designed to appeal to young people, surely the government must have some plans about how to deal with that.
I'm not entirely sure who unicorn milk would appeal to, but maybe my 5-year-old. But she's not smoking yet. but seriously, the point here is about advertising, and it is quite right that they cannot be advertised to promote them. They can be advertised for public health reasons. They are incredibly effective at stopping people smoking. As I said, we are not seeing the kind of abuse, the epidemic of youth usage that we have seen in the States, but we are very alert to any signs that that may be the case.
Given the phenomenal success of vaping.
I simply wanted to make the point that the Minister's joke makes the point. Such flavours appeal to children, and one needs to be very careful about that. Would you like to comment?
And is of course right, but as I say, we do not see evidence of what is going on in the States, and the reason for that is we have many, many more restrictions that they are now playing catch up by introducing.
One of the consequences of the welcome ban on smoking in public places is that when you go out of a hospital or of an airport, you face a curtain of smoke and a carpet of fag ends. Will the Minister, as the Health Minister, do something with his colleagues about ensuring that that doesn't take place and that there are secluded places for people to smoke where the rest of us don't have to go?
Well, I do rather agree from personal experience with the Noble Lord, and indeed places are encouraged to make sure there are outside places for people to smoke which are in discrete areas and don't interrupt with others.
My Lords, vaping has been a phenomenal success in helping millions of people like myself to stop smoking or to cut down on smoking. Can the Minister say what plans his department has after Brexit to remove the restrictions imposed by the EU's Tobacco Products Directive?
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint my noble friend at this point that we don't have any specific plans. We think that we have a sensible policy which allows the promotion of e-cigarettes to help people stop smoking, but doesn't encourage people to take them up in the first place, which may lead to smoking. And I think that is the right balance that we have struck at the moment.
Lord Wakely.
My Lords,